Before you take another breath, my friend, let me speak directly to the part of you that still wants to live, still wants to grow, still wants to feel stronger, clearer, happier, and more alive than you have felt in years. Because whether you are 70, 75, 80, or even 85, there is a spark inside you that refuses to fade. And today, that spark deserves to be honored. Today, I want to talk to the part of you that still dreams of reaching 90 or even 100 with energy in your step, calm in your mind, and joy in your heart. Because the truth is this: living to 100 is not about luck. It is not about genetics alone. And it is not about what happened to you in the past. It is about the choices you make every single day from this moment forward. And the 7 daily habits we are going to explore together have the power to either shorten your life or lengthen it, to weaken your spirit or strengthen it, to close your future or open it wide. So stay with me, because understanding these 7 habits and letting them go could add years of independence, clarity, and vitality to your life. And what you learn today might very well change the path of your aging journey forever. One of the first and most dangerous habits that quietly steals years away from older adults is negative self-talk. And it happens so silently that most people don't even realize they're doing it. It sounds like, "I'm too old to change," or "my best days are behind me," or "there's no point in trying anymore." But my friend, these words are not harmless. They shape your motivation, your strength, your confidence, and even your lifespan. Because when your mind believes you are done, your body begins to act like it too. Think of Richard, who was 79 when a small health scare made him withdraw from life. He told himself, "Well, I guess I'm just old now." And that single thought became a cage, a quiet, invisible prison that kept him from the people he loved and the activities that once brought him joy. But when he challenged that thought, when he replaced "I can't" with "I'll try," everything began to change. He felt lighter, he felt hopeful, he felt capable again. Because sometimes your mind is the last thing to age, and when you feed it positive words, your body follows. Speak to yourself with kindness, because at this stage of life, the gentleness you give yourself is far more important than the approval of the world. Another habit that shortens lives without mercy is the overconsumption of sugar and processed foods. At this age, your body needs real nourishment, not convenience, not packaged snacks, not sugary treats that spike your blood sugar and fog your memory and drain your energy. Yet too many seniors unknowingly begin and end their days with foods that quietly damage their heart, weaken their joints, and disrupt their sleep. Think about Pauline, 74, whose morning pastry and sugary coffee felt comforting, familiar, easy, until she realized they were stealing her strength. When she cut her sugar in half and replaced her pastries with whole grains and fruit, something remarkable happened. Her mood lifted, her energy stabilized, and her mind felt clearer than it had in years. The food you choose is not just fuel. At this stage of life, it is medicine, it is longevity, it is hope, and every bite you take is either nourishing your future or taking from it. Choose the foods that help you feel alive, alert, steady, and strong, because what you eat today shapes the body you live in tomorrow. The next habit that sneaks into daily life, especially after retirement, is prolonged sitting. Hours slip by in a chair, a recliner, a couch, telling yourself you're resting. But my friend, too much sitting does not help you rest. It weakens your legs, slows your circulation, tightens your joints, stiffens your back, and accelerates aging faster than almost anything else. Harold at 81 learned this the hard way after his knee replacement. He sat all day believing rest would heal him, but in reality his muscles weakened, his balance deteriorated, and his confidence disappeared. It wasn't until he began standing every hour, walking small laps, and building tiny moments of movement into his day that he realized motion is not optional. It is essential. Your body is built to move at every age, and even gentle movement, 5 minutes at a time, can strengthen your heart, sharpen your mind, improve your mood, and even extend your life. So stand a little, walk a little, stretch a little. Your future strength depends on the small choices you make today. And then we come to one of the heaviest habits of all, holding grudges. If you are in your 70s or 80s, you have lived a long life full of love, loss, mistakes, misunderstandings, heartbreaks, and victories. And it is natural to feel wounded by certain experiences. But holding on to those wounds is like carrying stones in your chest. They weigh you down, they darken your days, they harden your heart. Florence, at 83, carried a decade-long grudge toward a childhood friend, and every time she remembered it, she relived the pain as if it were new. But when she finally reached out, hand trembling, voice shaking, she discovered that forgiveness was not about excusing the past, it was about freeing herself from it. When she let go of her resentment, she felt something incredible: lightness, peace, even joy. My friend, forgiveness is not about the other person. It is about the peace you give yourself. When you let go of the bitterness you've been carrying, you give your heart room to breathe again. Another habit that shortens lives more than people realize is avoiding social connection. Too many seniors isolate themselves without even noticing. They slowly stop attending gatherings, stop calling old friends, stop reaching out, telling themselves it's easier to stay home, when in reality, isolation ages the brain, weakens the immune system, disrupts sleep, and drains the happiness from life. Look at Robert, who moved to a new town after losing his wife. For months, he barely spoke to anyone, and he told himself he preferred the silence, but slowly his memory worsened, his mood dropped, and his days felt heavier. When his daughter encouraged him to join a weekly breakfast group, something shifted. At first, he felt out of place, but gradually, he began to connect, to laugh, to share stories, and with every conversation, he felt a little more alive. My friend, humans are social creatures, no matter their age, and you don't need a busy calendar to feel connected. You just need moments that remind you that you matter. A phone call, a friendly visit, a simple hello. These small interactions keep your mind sharp and your heart warm, and they protect your life in ways you cannot see. Another deeply harmful habit is ignoring sleep problems. Too many seniors accept poor sleep as part of aging, waking up throughout the night, tossing and turning, feeling exhausted during the day. But poor sleep is not just annoying, it is dangerous. It affects your memory, your balance, your mood, your immune system, and even your lifespan. Margaret, 80, spent years sleeping poorly, believing nothing could be done, until her granddaughter convinced her to mention it to her doctor. A few simple changes, managing nighttime pain, reducing caffeine, shifting her evening routine, transformed her rest. My friend, sleep is not a luxury, it is the foundation of long life. Protect it. Create a routine that calms your mind. Make your evenings peaceful. Let your body rest deeply so it can function beautifully. And finally, one of the quietest but most limiting habits of older age is resisting new experiences. So many seniors cling to the familiar because it feels safe. The same breakfast, the same route, the same chair, the same television shows. But comfort does not grow you. And when your world shrinks, your mind shrinks with it. Frank, at 82, discovered this when his granddaughter invited him to an art class. He hesitated, afraid he wouldn't fit in, but when he said yes, his life opened up. He discovered a hidden talent, made new friends, and felt excitement again, the kind he hadn't felt in years. My friend, trying something new is not about impressing anyone. It is about reminding your brain that you are still alive, still learning, still capable, still becoming. A new hobby, a new food, a new walk, a new conversation. Each new experience keeps your spirit awake. And now that we have walked through these 7 habits together, I want to leave you with this truth. You are not too old to change. You are not too old to grow. You are not too old to extend your life in beautiful, meaningful ways. The years between 70 and 100 can be some of the richest, wisest, most fulfilling years of your life if you choose to release the habits that hold you back and embrace the habits that help you rise. You have survived much. You have learned much. You have overcome much. Do not let the world convince you that your story is ending. Your story is still unfolding, still deepening, still expanding. And every step you take today, every healthier meal, every positive thought, every small movement, every act of forgiveness, every moment of connection, every night of good sleep, every new experience adds life to your years and years to your life. So take a deep breath, my friend, and step forward with hope, because the path to 90, 95, or even 100 begins not with a miracle, but with a choice. Your choice to live with intention, courage, gratitude, and joy from this moment forward. And I promise you, the future you dream of is still possible, and the strength to reach it is already within you. My friend, if this message touched your heart, take a moment to comment below and share which habit you're ready to change today. Your voice inspires others more than you know. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the Seniors Hub, and turn on the bell so you never miss a new lesson that supports your strength, joy, and long life ahead. We're walking this journey with you, one powerful step at a time.